Whoa, yeah, now it's starting to walk. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Sim channel for the 100% force feedback challenge. Now this one comes with a bit of a twist, and that is it's not me who's being challenged, but it's the rig. So let's go through a couple of questions you may have first. No, it's not a review. As a matter of fact, right outside the frame here I have my GT Omega Pro, which is my regular rig. But why though? Okay, so obviously this is fun, right? I'm not gonna replace my real rig, my GT Omega Pro, with this Apex wheel stand, but I was asked by GT Omega to test how well the Apex wheel stand would hold up with the DD1 wheelbase. Okay, so we've got the DD1, we've got the Formula Rim V2 here, we've got the GT Omega Apex wheel stand, and we've got the hoising belt pedals. On top of that, we've got this non-FIA approved couch, and that's it for the equipment. So now what are we going to do in the sim? We're going to use Assetto Corsa, we use the Orica FLM 09, and we're going to go to Brands Hatch this time. Yes, I have. First of all, I took the torque key out of the DD1 wheelbase for the start of the test. So just in the beginning, we're going to go without the torque key, which limits us to 8 Newton meters of force. And as scientists that we are, of course, we're using safety goggles for this because science, right? Right, so here we go. Okay, the forces currently in the wheel are non-existent. I can... whoa, okay. Or how far the clipping meter goes. Can't catch a slide anymore without any force feedback. Oh dear. Right guys, so the first test is done. I noticed a couple of things. First of all, I had to turn down the brake pedal force to about half so I won't bring this whole thing to tilt over and tip over. The thing is, I can't really put anything, I don't have anything heavy that I do. Hang on. I put this thing up in front of the wheel stand so I won't push back on it so much. You see this? The torque key goes right in here. So we're now going to be in high torque mode. Almost forgot. Safety first. Guys, torque key is in, so the goggles go on. Okay, now I'm of course locking up the wheels a lot quicker than before. I'm realizing the safety goggles may not be the best idea because it's getting foggy in here. Can hardly see anything. I do feel some force feedback by now. I'm not seeing anything anymore. Safety out the window. Let's do this. So this is the force level somewhere in the region of like a bit more than a G25, 27 or 29. And I think a little less than the T500. Maybe it's in the region of a T300. I think that should be about 4 Newton meters, that thing. So far the wheel deck seems fine. I'm feeling a little bit of flex in the pedals or in the pedal mount. Let's get some fresh tires on the car and just go for it. I'm actually not feeling any flex or anything in the wheel deck. Alright, so that was the 40% force feedback challenge so far. That should give us about 8 Newton meters of torque on this wheel, so about what the CSW 2.5 can do. I was actually surprised so far. It holds up pretty well. I didn't notice any flex, even though I mean there may have been some, but I didn't really notice it while driving. I'm more concerned so far about the pedal situation, which is probably mostly due to the fact that I'm sitting really low and the pedals are all the way to the back. If they were a little bit closer to me on that thing, I wouldn't have the issue of tilting over the whole wheel stand. So that right now is my biggest concern. Okay, right hand turn for the first time. Forces are nice and strong, 12.3 Newton meters, pretty close to what I expected. And the wheelbase, or wheel stand, is holding up well, I would say. I don't see an issue with this wheel stand at 12 Newton meters peak force. This is probably the setting that I would want to drive this car at. My favorite settings are always in this, let's say 10 to 14 Newton meters peak torque region. With the Formula rim, which is 27 centimeters, it's rather going to be in the 10 to 12 Newton meter region. Whereas with the 32 centimeter Porsche wheel, it's going to be more in the 12 to 14 Newton meter peak torque region. I'm pretty surprised actually. So the wheel stand is not... I don't notice any flex right now. I mean, maybe you see something in the video, but I'm not... To me it looks fine. Feels fine. Okay, now I did actually feel a little bit of flex in the wheel stand. My impressions so far are that it feels more solid than I expected. It did not flex a lot, even though when you have this quick counter steering force, that made it shake up a little, and I'm not sure if I'm all too comfortable driving at 12 Newton meters with this wheel stand. Still feels very nice so far in the wheel deck. There's no issues here. Yeah, so it feels a little like the wheel stand starts struggling a bit at this force settings. I'm hearing some bit of noise coming from the wheel stand. Yeah, it's these kinds of situations are feeling a little uncomfortable. %, force feedback challenge on a wheel stand. Here we go. Okay, so far so good, just going straight, not a lot of force. First turn, well, heavy but not extreme. Wheel stand is holding up good so far. So that was like 14.7 Newton meters in the previous turn. I'm really curious what it'll be now and how it'll feel in the fast right-hand turn after the downhill straight that's coming up now. 6th gear, turn to 50, 5th. 20.9 Newton meters on the display. Like this, it wasn't an issue at all for the wheel stand, so that's nice. But as we've seen in previous clips here, when we get these fast counter steering movements, that's when it gets a little shaky with the wheel stand. But yeah, it's not actually a windmill. And I thought this was crazy when GT Omega told me, well, would you want to test if it can deal with the DD1? I'm not sure if they were expecting me to put it up to 100%, because this is not a setting that anyone would use on a regular basis with this wheel and with this car. With larger wheels maybe. Come on. It's it's not easy, it hurts a little. Yeah, you see, yeah, that on the curb there was shaking. Fast left and right movements, that's what's getting to this wheel stand, but the force itself is not an issue at all. If it's steady in one direction. Locking up the rear wheels there. Whew. And there we go. Whew. Right guys, so I decided as a last piece of this little 100% force feedback challenge, I'm gonna go into Kartkraft, which has the spikiest, most brutal force feedback of any sim that I know, and I'm gonna try and see how the wheel stand does with that. So here we go, Kartkraft, 100% in game, 100% in the wheel, and this is the real proper test for any rig, and it's flexing the hell out right under me. Jump here. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Fun to test. But you don't want this as a permanent solution for Kartkraft with the DD1. See. Oh, we do actually get the 20 Newton meters, so this is, it had 20.2 on the display just now. Off track, unfortunately, but let's keep going. Whoa, yeah, now it's starting to walk. But I mean, this is crazy shit, right? Nobody wanted to drive like this. Unless they're making a stupid YouTube video. Right guys, so I'm back after F1 qualifying with the final thoughts on the GT Omega Apex wheel stand tested with the direct drive wheel. I think I can recommend this thing for wheels up to 8 Newton meters of force. With 8 Newton meters it was still pretty stable. I didn't feel any flex in the wheel. If I move it a little here, you can see, so there is some obvious flex in the wheel stand, but you don't really notice this part while driving, and that flex, it's mostly coming from the wheel deck and how it's mounted. I mean, it's not the thickest pieces of metal here that mount it to this crossbar, so there's gonna be some flex in there, and then there's also some flex coming from the rest of the of this thing. It's not a big issue, you won't feel it while driving, because when you're driving, what matters most is actually how it whether or not there's any flex in the direction or in the rotational direction of the stand. So if it were to flex when I push down here or pull up here, then that would be an issue while driving, but that's not really the case. So 8 Newton meter wheels, this stand is perfectly fine, and my initial impression when I got this out of the box and I built it up was that it's actually impressively stiff and rigid and solid. Now this is the first wheel stand that I've used, so I don't know if this is the norm, if it's the same with other wheel stands, I have no idea about that. But yeah, I was surprised how solid this was. Right, so this covers the initial impressions of the GT Omega Apex wheel stand. We did the 100% force feedback challenge with it. It held up quite okay in it, I guess. But this is obviously not a review, so if you're looking to buy a wheel stand, please look into other sources as well. Anyway, if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.